Surviving in the wasteland of post-nuclear, war-stricken Boston is a task that comes easy to no one. Not only will you have to learn to hunt for your food, then maybe cobble together a big tin bucket to purify the glowing sludge water, and hopefully find what is arguably no longer even a mattress, but now a thriving microbiome of disease and infections. But you'll also have to do all of this whilst having your DNA ripped apart by the constant ionizing radiation. Taking all of this into account would lead any sane person to think of survival as an impossible task. And that would be true if it weren't for the fact that the sole survivor in Fallout 4 is genuinely built different and is somehow able to function optimally without ever meeting any of the requirements outlined in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Over the last month or so, I've been extremely committed to playing through as much of Fallout 4 as I possibly can. It's now at the point where I've gained a unique ability to relate any topic or conversation in my day-to-day life back to the Fallout universe. I don't suppose anyone is at all impressed. But it has given me enough experience to compile a small list of advice that I wish someone had told me before I sunk several hundred hours into such a flawless game with absolutely no oversights or bugs at all. Before starting a new game, decide what type of character you want to play.
What do you think, hon? Roguishly handsome or handsomely roguish?
Whether that be a heavy gunner, a stealthy sniper build, an automatic weapons spray and pray maniac, an explosives hoarder that just lobs grenades at anything and everything, or a melee fighter. Knowing how you'll survive in the wasteland before the bombs drop allows you to make more effective choices when sinking points into the perk chart. Perks like Armorer, which comes after putting 3 points into strength and allows you to upgrade your armor, and Gun Nut, which is unlocked by having 3 points into intelligence and is effectively the weapon equivalent to the Armorer perk. Both allow you to craft and apply mods at their respective workbench. These two perks combined will allow you to keep up with the ever-increasing threats of the Commonwealth and will be where the majority of your defense and damage increase comes from in the early game. Nearly every mod needs adhesive to be crafted, and is extremely hard to scavenge in large quantities. But there is a simple way to craft adhesive, and it's with the cooking station. All you need is 3 corn, 3 mut fruit, 3 tato, and 1 purified water, which I'll talk more about later on in the video. If you haven't already come across these crops, all 3 can be found at Grey Garden, and harvested without the farmers becoming hostile. These can then be taken to any cooking station and crafted into vegetable starch, which yields 5 adhesive per unit. When scavenging through the Commonwealth, knowing what to keep and what to leave is an all too common situation. But I've found that using the tag for search feature helps me to remember what junk is relevant at that time. To do this, simply press T when attempting to craft a mod, or anything within the build mode. Items that you're lacking sufficient quantities of will be tagged and add a spyglass symbol next to the items that contain the material you've addressed. Pairing this with rank 2 of the Scrapper perk, which is found 4 points into intelligence, will highlight any junk around the Commonwealth in a green glow. During the early game, take full advantage of having a companion. Characters that you meet early on like Codsworth,
just thinking how wonderful it'd be to get out of this infernal rain,
Dogmeat, and Preston Garvey.
That's me. Freedom's always worth fighting for.
Can carry 150 pounds in their inventory. So once you've grabbed enough hot plates and cigarettes that you can no longer walk, just pass it all off to your companion to give you more hoarding capacity. These companions can also be equipped with weapons and armor to help you in battle. If the armor has the Deep Pockets mod, this will increase their carrying capacity. A bonus note about companions is that instructing them to wear your power armor won't drain your fusion cores, meaning you can use them to move your armor between locations. This is particularly helpful in survival mode where fast travel is disabled.
I think someone was using this as a trash can.
Early on, it is recommended to establish a home base that sits within the northwest region of the map, as the further you travel southward toward the glowing sea, the more likely you are to encounter high-level enemies and overall increased threats. And on the topic of establishing a solid home base, regardless of where you choose, utilizing that space to generate a means of income is essential to afford things like junk, weapons, armor, and ammo from various vendors across the Commonwealth like Trashcan Carla or Arturo in Diamond City. One of the most effective ways to make quick caps is by producing and then selling excess purified water. This can be done best by building as many industrial water purifiers as possible, then simply sleeping or waiting 24 hours and taking the purified water from your settlement's workbench in the aid section and selling it off to anyone with caps. Just remember that if you haven't upgraded the strong back perk, you can also manually carry large stacks of items to avoid over-encumberment. If you've decided that your favorite spot in the Commonwealth needs a little makeover, then you've likely run into the problem of hitting the size limit. But there is a workaround. Just open your workbench's inventory and drop all the weapons that you have, ideally big guns like the missile launcher, minigun, flamer, or junk jet. Then enter build mode and store all the weapons back into the workshop. This will slowly lower your mark on the build limit, and you can repeat this indefinitely. Take advantage of supply lines to sync junk across any settlement workshop. Supply lines is a feature that allows you to connect your settlements together by assigning a settler to any other allied settlement. They will then be renamed to Provisioner and begin venturing to the targeted settlement, oftentimes alongside a pack Brahmin. It's important to note that this is purely visual and part of the RPG experience. In reality, all the items within your workbench's junk tab sync instantly between the connected settlements. You can easily check what settlements are connected by checking the map on your Pip-Boy and pressing their respective key to toggle supply lines. So, that about wraps it up for this quick video. These tidbits are in no particular order, and these are just some points I want to mention to anyone that's decided to play Fallout 4 for the first time, or even to returning players who may have forgotten some things. Honestly, I could talk for hours about different tips and tricks within Fallout 4, and I plan to make more videos in the future doing so, on all kinds of topics, like mod reviews, settlement builds, more tips and tricks compilations, as well as lore videos on the Fallout universe as a whole. So, if you've enjoyed this video, then give it a like and consider subscribing, as this is a new channel of mine, and any engagement really does help. If there's any other advice you feel I should have mentioned, then leave it in the comments and I'll likely include it in a future video.